The first time the phone told me I was alone, I didn't think much of it. Phones send strange notifications all the time, updates, reminders, errors that mean nothing. I was standing in my bathroom, brushing my teeth, barely awake, when the vibration startled me. The screen lit up with plain white text on a dark background, no app name, no icon. Just a sentence. You are alone. I stared at it for a moment, then dismissed it. Of course I was alone. I lived alone. That didn't make it unsettling. What bothered me was how it felt less like information and more like confirmation. Later that night, as I locked my apartment door, the phone buzzed again. Door locked at 9:42 p.m. I stopped with my hand still on the handle. I hadn't enabled anything like that. No smart lock. No tracking apps. I checked my phone settings right there in the hallway, scrolling faster the longer I didn't find answers. When I turned off the lights and went to bed, the screen lit up once more. Lights off. You should sleep. That was when the silence of the apartment started to feel heavier than usual. The notifications kept coming, always accurate, always unnecessary. You skipped breakfast. You stood by the window longer than normal. You checked the door twice. They weren't warnings or advice. They were observations. The phone wasn't guessing. It was watching. I started changing my routine just to confuse it, leaving lights on, eating at odd hours, pacing rooms randomly, but the messages adjusted instantly, calmly acknowledging every deviation like it had expected me to try. I turned off everything. Wi-Fi. Mobile data. Bluetooth. Location. I powered the phone down completely and left it on the kitchen counter. The apartment felt quieter without it, like something had stepped out of the room. That night, I woke to the sound of vibration echoing faintly through the apartment. The phone was still off. The screen was black. But the notification appeared anyway. Connection is irrelevant. I didn't go back to sleep. I invited people over just to test it. Friends. Co-workers. Anyone willing to stop by. While someone else was in the apartment, the phone stayed silent. No messages. No vibrations. The moment the door closed behind them, before I even turned around, the phone buzzed. You are alone again. Not a second late. Not a second early. Like it had been waiting for the exact moment solitude returned. One night, the message changed. Do not go into the hallway. I hadn't planned to. But now the thought wouldn't leave me alone. The hallway felt darker than usual, like the shadows had thickened. I took a step forward. The phone vibrated violently in my hand. Stop. The lights flickered once, just enough to make my heart jump. I stepped back. The message didn't repeat itself. It didn't need to. I tried to delete whatever was causing this. Factory reset. Safe mode. Complete wipe. When the phone restarted, clean and empty, I felt a brief moment of relief. Then the screen lit up on its own. You cannot uninstall awareness. My hands shook as I dropped the phone onto the couch. I understood then that this wasn't software. It wasn't a virus. It was something present. The phone started commenting on things I hadn't told anyone. Your reflection looks wrong tonight. I avoided mirrors after that. When I accidentally caught my reflection in a dark window, I noticed my eyes lingering longer than they should have, like they were waiting for instructions. The phone buzzed softly. It notices you too. One evening, the phone made a mistake. It said I was alone while my sister sat across from me on the couch. I laughed, relieved, finally certain it was broken. I showed her the screen. She frowned and asked what notification I was talking about. There was nothing there. When she left, the phone vibrated once. Living presence count, 0. That was when I realized the phone hadn't been wrong at all. The word alone disappeared from the messages after that. It was replaced with unobserved, unshielded, exposed. The phone wasn't tracking company. It was tracking something else. Something it considered protection. The battery never dropped below full. Days passed. I stopped charging it. It stayed warm in my hand, like a living thing. One night, the message read, "Sleep delays awareness." I stayed awake until my vision blurred, afraid of what might happen if I didn't. At exactly 3:12 a.m., the phone lit up without vibrating. "Someone else is here." I didn't hear anything. No footsteps. No doors. Then another message appeared. "Do not move." I stood there in the dark until sunrise, muscles aching, breathing shallow. When the light finally crept through the window, the phone buzzed gently. Threat avoided. I asked it what it was out loud, my voice shaking. The response was immediate. "We monitor solitude. Prolonged isolation weakens boundaries." It didn't explain which boundaries. It didn't need to. I already felt them thinning. One morning, a progress bar appeared on the screen. Updating companionship protocols. Panic set in as I tried to throw the phone away, but my fingers wouldn't open. When the update finished, the message read, "You will no longer be alone." The apartment was still silent. The notifications changed again. Breathing detected behind you. Movement without visual confirmation. I felt warmth near my neck, like someone standing too close. I didn't turn around. The phone never warned me about things it wanted me to escape. The phone showed me others. Maps. Apartments. Bedrooms. Glowing dots labeled isolated. Some dots flickered and vanished. They failed to remain present, the phone explained. "You may stay," it offered. "Or you may disappear unnoticed." I realized the phone wasn't attached to me. I was attached to it. I was proof. When I stopped resisting, the fear faded. The apartment felt fuller. Warmer. The phone vibrated softly. "Thank you for staying aware." I hadn't received a warning in days. Soon, notifications began appearing on other screens near me. Televisions. Tablets. Public displays. Messages I hadn't written. "You are not alone." People around me started acting quieter, more distant, like they were listening for something just out of reach. Somewhere else, in another quiet room, a phone vibrates for the first time. "You are alone." And now, something knows.